big data. That is when we're dealing with data that goes past the capacity of a traditional database. We start dealing with big data. And with big data, we need to convert this data coming from different sources. We need to transform this raw data to process data that can give us insights that we can use for decision making and for other processes. To analyze this data, we can use different tools, such as visualization tools, Tableau, for example, Spark, Python. Those are just some examples that can be used to process this data. And to process this data, there are different steps that are involved. First, we collect the data, we store the data, we process and analyze the data, and we consume and visualize the data. Once the data is coming from multiple sources, we know we might have different data types. We might have structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. That's where we get to employ a data warehouse. With a data warehouse, you can store data of different types. So you can store structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. And within a data warehouse, you can perform both the OLTP and the OLAP. The OLTP is the online transactional processing, and the OLAP is the online analytic processing. And we saw that we have the Amazon Athena, which is the analytical tool that can be used to analyze data in the data warehouse. And on the Amazon platform, the Amazon Athena can be used to analyze data in an object storage. And what happens with the Athena is it projects or it sends a schema to read the data within the object storage, and it performs the analysis on the raw data. It doesn't alter the data within the object storage. Object storage, once the data is edited or altered in any way, if the aspect of versioning is enabled, it would save a new version of that data. That is a property object storage has that can be employed too in different cases, where, for example, you might store multiple versions of a software, or you might update a software and you get to a particular version and it doesn't function. You can always retract to a previous version of that software that was working. So that's one advantage of the versioning aspect of object storage. And lastly, we see the Amazon Redshift is the Amazon brand of the warehouse. So they can store data of different structure types. So it can be structured, semi-structured, and unstructured in the Amazon Redshift. And with that, you can perform SQL queries as well as OLAP. We know SQL queries work off the OLTP processing technique, but given that it can be associated with other business intelligence tools that can perform OLAP analysis, then we can perform OLAP processes within data warehouse or within Amazon Redshift.